Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Max, and welcome to another GameCast review. Today, I'm reviewing Fable Fortune, a turning point in the controversial series and yet another entry into the collectible card game genre, more commonly referred to as CCG. Before getting into it, I'd like to clarify that this game will release in early access on July 25th, so it will likely be a different game in a few months. This review is based on its current state. We'll be starting, as always, with gameplay. As one would expect, Fable Fortune plays very similar to other card games. You choose a hero, create a deck, and test it out against other players online. There are currently 6 heroes with 2 more to come at a later date. Each one has their own special ability and a set of specific cards based around that ability, as well as a general pool to pick from. Since this game is still in early access, some of these heroes could use a bit of balancing. Players using Sand the Prophet, for example, can design a deck around boosting one specific card so powerful that it can kill a hero in 2 hits. Fortune will be free to play though, so once more players join in, these balance issues will be easier to find. Each turn, players lay out cards, use skills, and attempt to outsmart their enemies. Cards and abilities cost gold, of which you're allowed a certain amount. Each player rotation, this number goes up until a cap of 10. The goal is to take the hero's health down to 0. Some cards and spells have extra effects that come into play once they are destroyed or placed into guard, among other statuses. Sound familiar? It should if you've ever touched this type of game. Everything I've mentioned so far is standard CCG fare, of which Fable Fortune is an alright if not unmemorable entry. Where it tries to differ is in the Fable series' staple feature, its morality system. At the beginning of each game, you choose a quest to work towards. These are very simple tasks, such as spend a certain amount of gold or using cards with more strength than health. These goals will be met naturally as you play, and you won't adjust your style much to accommodate them. Completing a quest gives you the option to put a point into good or evil. Your benefits from this choice are based on your hero, and are hardly different. Evil could be deal 1 point of damage to the enemy hero and heal yourself 2 points, while good is deal 2 damage points to the enemy hero or 1 to an enemy unit. You will then be given a deck-specific trophy card to use at will. While morality is a core part of the Fable series, here it just feels tacked on. The choice you make has an insignificant impact on the overall match, and it serves to break the flow more than add to it. This is a real shame, especially because this is the only part of the game that makes any attempt to stand out from other collectible card games. Winning a match nets you some currency and experience. The currency is used to buy card packs, which are also available via microtransactions. Game modes consist of ranked matchmaking, 2-player co-op, and an event game type with some sort of twist on the normal mechanics. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to try out that last one due to some issues they were having during my playtime. There's also a training mode that doesn't actually train you how to play, but rather pits you in a 1v1 match with an AI. Fortunately, learning the game is pretty simple and straightforward in the first place. Fortune has a basic form of crafting that has you scrapping cards for materials and using those materials to create new and more powerful ones. This is fairly limited in its pre-release state, so I haven't had too much experience with it, unfortunately. In terms of story, Fable Fortune doesn't really have one. The only story elements it has are the cards and heroes based on the series lore. And even then, a lot of Fable lore is fairly generic fantasy in the first place. I think the game would benefit from some sort of story mode a la Hearthstone. One will likely be added later on. Next up is graphics, performance, and sound. The most successful collectible card games have little touches of personality spread throughout. Hearthstone has interactable environments to play with while waiting for your turn, Magic the Gathering has memorable characters and a complex lore to draw from. Fable Fortune, in its current state, has none of this. From the eerie lack of personality in the cards to the static nature of the playing field environment, almost every opportunity to establish an atmosphere is not taken advantage of. Fable has been criticized for a myriad of reasons over the years, but one can't deny it has always had personality. What other series lets you serenade a group of villagers with a ukulele only to fart in their faces and flip them the bird? Fortune lacks any of that trademark style that drew us into the Fable games in the first place. Both the cards and the heroes are pretty mundane in design, with few distinguishing factors from other fantasy properties. Again, this is more due to the lore it's drawing from than the fault of the game's artists, but it still takes away from the experience. I experienced 1 or 2 crashes during my time with Fortune, but this is to be expected as it's in an unstable beta state and is not representative of the full game. Some of the loading screens can take a while, with some running over a minute's time. Also, I've had issues with cards not placing down after selection and animations getting stuck in the way of the game. Once I had some cards unlocked and my own deck fleshed out, I definitely enjoyed trying out the different heroes and seeing which abilities countered what. Despite missing a lot of the bells and whistles, Fable Fortune still invokes the same strategic thinking as any other collectible card game. Yet, that's the exact reason you may want to look elsewhere. If other established games have more features and personality added onto this core set of mechanics, why not play them instead? Fable Fortune is a passable entry into the saturated market of collectible card games, though I'd argue most of what works is because of the genre staples rather than anything unique the Fable name brings to the table. Normally, GameCast rates games based on their value, as gamers don't have all the time and money in the world. However, since this game is a free-to-play title, it's hard to factor price in. I'd say that Fortune is worth checking out. While there are definitely better alternatives, those still dedicated to the Fable brand will find enjoyment here, and so will those who aren't. It's coming to both the Xbox One and PC, and will feature cross-platform play between the two. Fable Fortune releases into early access on July 25th. Thanks for checking out another GameCast review. I hope it proves valuable to you. Don't forget to check out our other GameCast content, and those interested can find links to my personal content down in the description. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to GameCast for all your gaming needs.